What would you sacrifice to protect the ones you love? This is the story of Leela, a mother whose unyielding strength and ultimate sacrifice saved her family during their darkest hour. Leela lived in a small village with her husband Ravi and their 3 young children. Life wasn't easy, but they made it work through hard work and togetherness. However, everything changed when a devastating drought struck their village, leaving the crops withered and their savings depleted. As the family's struggles deepened, despair set in. But Leela was determined. When everything seemed to fall apart, she made a decision that no one else could have made. A decision that would change her family's future forever. This is her story of courage, love, and sacrifice. Leela was known in the village for her unwavering devotion to her family. She woke up every morning before sunrise to prepare meals, care for her children, and support her husband Ravi in their small farming business. Despite their limited means, their home was filled with love and laughter. But when the drought came, everything changed. The crops failed, leaving the family with no income. Ravi, unable to see a way forward, fell into despair. The children, once carefree, began to feel the weight of hunger and uncertainty. Leela, however, refused to give up. She reassured her family daily, saying, "We will get through this together." She knew the burden rested on her shoulders, and she silently resolved to do whatever it took to protect her family. Even if it meant sacrificing her own dreams, Leela's love for her family knew no limits. As the days passed, the situation grew worse. Leela struggled to find ways to put food on the table. She went to the market daily, hoping to sell anything she could, but there were few buyers. Her children grew weaker, and Ravi's despair deepened. One day, while at the market, Leela overheard a merchant talking about a factory in a distant town that was hiring workers. The conditions were harsh, and the pay was low, but it was an opportunity. Leela knew this was her chance to save her family. That evening, she sat Ravi down and explained her plan. Ravi protested, saying, "You can't leave us. We need you here." But Leela, with tears in her eyes, replied, "I need to do this for our children. I promise I will come back." The next morning, Leela packed her belongings and said an emotional goodbye to her family. Her children clung to her, and Ravi stood silently, unable to hold back his tears. Leela's journey to the factory was long and exhausting, but her determination kept her going. Leela's arrival at the factory was overwhelming. The work was grueling, and the hours were long. She spent her days sorting heavy sacks and her nights in a cramped dormitory shared with other workers. Despite the harsh conditions, Leela pushed through. She saved every penny she earned, even skipping meals to send more money back home. Weeks turned into months. Leela's hands grew calloused and her body weakened, but she refused to give up. Every letter she received from her family reminded her of why she was doing this. Ravi wrote, "Your strength gives us hope. The children pray for you every night." Finally, after months of relentless effort, Leela had saved enough money to repay their debts and restart their farm. She returned home to a joyful reunion. Her children ran to her, and Ravi embraced her tightly, tears streaming down his face. The villagers, who had once doubted her, now admired her courage and resilience. Leela's sacrifice not only saved her family, but also inspired the entire village. She said, "A mother's love knows no limits. We may bend, but we never break." Leela's story reminds us of the incredible strength and sacrifices mothers make every day to protect their families. Despite facing unimaginable hardships, her love and determination never wavered. Her journey teaches us that true strength lies in selflessness and resilience. In every family, there is someone who goes beyond their limits to keep the family together. Let's honor their efforts and never take them for granted. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs a reminder of the power of love and sacrifice. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and join us next time for more uplifting stories. Until then, remember, there is no greater strength than the love of a mother.